Hi, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to everyone tuning in today. I'm delighted to host this special episode where we dive into a subject that's reshaping the future of Saudi Arabia's insurance landscape, both from a regulatory and technological perspective. Many of you know, with the recent transfer of regulatory authority from SAMA to the newly formed Insurance Authority IA, we are entering a new era of oversight, one that brings both exciting opportunities and critical challenges for IT leaders across the kingdom's insurance sector. Today, we are going beyond headlines to explore what this shift truly means for insurance IT, how organizations are adjusting their cybersecurity strategies, responding to PDPL, cloud mandates, and leveraging AI responsibly within a more tightly governed digital environment. To help us unpack all of this, I'm honored to be joined by Antoine El Shamail, a recognized expert at the intersection of insurance technology and compliance in Saudi Arabia. His insights will help us understand not just where we are today, but where we are headed as a sector. So, whether you are a CISO, CIO, compliance officer, or simply someone passionate about the digital transformation of the insurance industry in the kingdom, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Let's dive right in. Hi, Antoine, how are you?
Hi Shakil, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much for sparing your valued time to join us in today's session to give your valuable insights. I would like to request you to please formally introduce yourself before we start our discussion of today's topic.
Thank you, Shakil, for inviting me to this podcast. Thank you. My name is Antoine Schmeil. I'm an IT insurance consultant expert. I'm in Saudi Arabia since 2007, especially in the insurance sector, moving from one insurance company to another insurance company, leading the IT department to be compliant with SAMA regulation, and recently with the Insurance Authority. So this is my background since 2007 till today. I'm kind of consultant to most of the insurance company. So this is me.
Great. Thank you very much for a brief intro, Tony, and really appreciate once again. I like to thank you. Before I explain about today's session, let me introduce myself. My name is Shakil Sarwa. I'm a VCISO consultant, GRC specialist, 27001 lead auditor, a certified lead auditor, and a certified lead auditor for ISO 31000. And uh, I'm working at IPCS, representing IPCS, Ideal Preparation Cybersecurity Services, based in KSA. For your better understanding and ease of gathering as much information from today's session for the audience, we have divided today's session into seven segments. The first segment would be establishment of the insurance authority, shifting regulatory landscape. The second segment would be cybersecurity and the new governance, and then we will move on to the seventh segment, which is going to be AI in insurance IT, strategic enabler or compliance challenge, followed by fourth segment, which is going to be based on navigating PDPL and cloud adoption. And then we will move on to the next segment with a case study segment. And then at number six, we will be discussing Vision 2030 and digital mandate. And then we will be ending today's session on predictions and recommendations. So, Tony, as you know,
Full session.
we have yes, indeed, it is a full session. Is to get as much as we can from your perspective, your knowledge, your expertise, and experience in the industry, so that the listeners should get as much knowledge as they can. And that is the reason why we have uh, arranged this full session today. Let me start with the session one, and that is establishment of the insurance authority, shifting regulatory landscape. Tony, I would like to ask you, from your perspective, how has the transition from SAMA to the insurance authority reshaped the regulatory environment for insurance IT?
Okay. Shakil, as you know, the shift from SAMA to insurance authority, it's an important change because in the beginning, let's say SAMA in the beginning was focusing on financial sector, and the rule its rule focused on more banking sector because at that time there is only one insurance company, and the other insurance company was licensed outside KSA in Bahrain, and they are presenting their trial balance and everything. There is no license for insurance company. So in the beginning, SAMA was focusing on financial sector. So the IA now, as the name is very clear, insurance authority. So they are focusing only on insurance. So at the end, now we have the insurance authority focusing only on insurance, which means that it can give more specific guidance and support for innovation in this field, especially that who's leading the IA, they are very specialized or coming from insurance sector, which is an added value to the insurance company. They will be more into insurance than in financial sector. This change means that IT team in insurance company need to adjust, not following the general financial rules. They now need to meet new insurance-focused requirements, as it's focusing on insurance, not anymore on financial. So it's just not about staying compliant anymore and checking this one and checking this one. This is compliant, this is not compliant. So it's about, now we can talk about the risk, and we are talking about opportunities. This is which is unique for insurance. It's not the same for the banking.
Okay, very well explained, Tony. It is, very rightly said that this shift will bring a lot of good things indeed. What are some key differences in oversight, engagement, or compliance approach between the IA and SAMA?
The key differences.
Yes.
Yeah. The IA is now more flexible in insurance, okay? Since it's an insurance-focused approach compared to SAMA, which is financial approach. SAMA was strict. They fixed rules and deadline for all financial sectors, especially around cybersecurity. So you have specific fixed rules, and you have a deadline for financial sector. This is what was SAMA. In contrast, the IA encouraged more open discussion, and they are working more closely with the insurers, especially on the new era like digital onboarding, insurtech, and the cloud risk. They consider each insurance level of digital progress. This means they may allow more time for changes, but expect insurance to make more responsibility for risk like data handling, digital claim, and fraud. So this is the key difference between the SAMA and the IA. Hopefully I was clear in that.
Yeah, very much. You have briefly explained a very clear difference. Have you observed any immediate shifts in expectations or reporting requirements since the IA's establishment?
Yeah, the IA is now focusing more on insurance-specific risk, especially around the digital system and customer data. It expects better data protection, stronger system, and alignment with PDPL. Reporting now, it becomes more risk-based. It's not a general update rules or compliance checklists. So IT now are expected to be more involved in regulatory discussion, not just compliance stuff, and that this one is compliant, this one is not compliant, this one is compliant, this one is not compliant. So it's kind of regulatory discussion.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Tony, let's move on to the second segment, which is cybersecurity and the new governance. Do you think the insurance authority will adopt SAMA cybersecurity framework as is, or are there signs of divergence? Because as we know, if I have just recently visited the insurance authority website and I found that all the frameworks from SAMA are there at the moment. No particular insurance authority framework has been released yet.
It will take time. Shakil, if we can talk about cybersecurity framework, IA will not implement new cybersecurity framework for the time being because in the beginning with the SAMA cybersecurity framework, it took a lot of time for the insurance company to be familiar with. So from my point of view, I think IA will, for the time being, will start with SAMA cybersecurity framework, and after that, they will adapt this one and they will adjust it for the insurance sector. So that because insurance face different risk than the banking, like policy misuse or with third-party platforms. So from my point, they will start with SAMA cybersecurity framework, and after that, they will start enhancing it based on insurance requirement sector. So uh, from my, I'm looking that, or I'm expecting that IA will take like a hybrid approach, keeping the basic from SAMA framework, but adding insurance-specific rules for these things, like claim automation, customer portal, and cloud-based system, which was not the case in the previous one. So, as a resume, they will start with SAMA cybersecurity framework, and after that, they will start adjusting it for the insurance.
Yeah, hybrid approach, you say.
Hybrid approach.
Indeed.
Hybrid approach.
Yes, yes. So they will continue using SAMA cybersecurity framework as a base structure.
Right.
They may add up later on some additions into
Yes.
it. Oh,
Right.
let's move on to the next question, which is how can insurance companies ensure continuity in compliance as frameworks potentially evolve under IA governance?
Yeah. Shakil, to stay compliant, company needs to be flexible with the cybersecurity program, not rigid ones. I mean, not only applying the cybersecurity and then forget about it. No, it should be flexible because it helps to align with the existing control, especially as you said in the beginning of your introduction, that you are expert in ISO 27001, on SAMA, CSF, and on PDPL. So the cybersecurity should be flexible to align with this existing control with the major standard that you talked about, like ISO 27001 and SAMA, CSF, and PDPL. More importantly, companies should build a strong compliance setup that includes regular risk review, getting the input from different departments, and up-to-date statement SOA, statement of applicability. This makes it easy to adjust as IA rules develop. As we said before, IA start applying rules and develop rules. They will not continue with the SAMA rules. They will start adapting it to the insurance sector. So at the end, compliance should be an ongoing process. It's not just on-time checklist like it was before. So it should be flexible.
Yeah,
Cybersecurity program.
yes, yes. But indeed, we all understand and learn with the period of time that obviously, if they will, adopt these frameworks, especially when it comes to cybersecurity, we all understand that the beneficiaries are the ones who are applying it, or in this scenario, the organizations who are following or implementing these frameworks at their full respect. Uh, how can or what practical steps should IT teams take now to stay audit ready during this regulatory shift?
As I said, they should be flexible.
Okay. You say it's flexible, but we all know that in these frameworks, the maturity levels and the requirements from the regulators are very stringent, and one has to reach up to the maturity level required by the regulator. What do you
Correct.
say in that context?
Sorry, I didn't hear the last one.
Uh, I actually my question was, Tony, what practical steps should IT teams take now to stay audit ready during this regulatory shift?
To stay audit ready.
Yes.
Yeah. They should, as I said, they should be flexible and be ready. They should apply all the controls, uh, especially for the PDPL control and the ISO 27001. This is from my point of view.
Okay. That's great piece of advice, I must say. So let's move on to session three of today's session. Segment three. It's AI in insurance IT, strategic enabler, or compliance challenge. Tony, my question is: AI is being pushed as transformative in insurance, but is it more of a compliance risk or an operational opportunity?
Um, Shakil, we can say the AI now, it's a big help in this area. Okay, they can uh, they can help in fraud detection, in pricing, in underwriting, but it's also a risk. It's because it will bring risks because all your data will be exposed. Uh, from my point of view, okay, uh, it's a big help. The AI is a big help, but it needs to control the risk, like data bias, like lack of transparency, and the privacy issue under PDPL. This impact depends on how you will use the AI. Uh, I mean, you have to put proper controls that will that could lead to if you not put the proper control, it can lead to reputational and legal trouble for your company. But if it's supported by risk checks, data audit, and clear consent processes, AI can be a powerful and safe tool for insurers because it will help them to detect, to make the pricing, to maybe to predict underwriting. But as I said, they should remain compliant with the PDPL. So
Okay.
applying AI, it should be supported by risk check, by data audit, and by clear consent processes.
Okay. Tony, can you walk us through a successful AI use case, like fraud detection or predictive underwriting being implemented in KSA?
Yeah, uh, like the famous one is the claim portal. Uh, like anyone can uh, submit a claim. The role of AI in this case is to detect the fraud in this claim, like claim timing, like treatment details. The AI can be so helpful in this one. Uh, some insurance, as I said before, some insurance companies in Saudi Arabia are also testing AI for predictive underwriting, especially in motor and health insurance, using driving or behavior data. This is where they can use the AI and profit from the AI. This is use case for successful AI. These tools like claim timing, like treatment details. It can help by lower losses. And the one for predictive underwriting, it will make the price more accurate. But here they must be used carefully, in line with AI rules and PDPL to keep things fair, transparent, and trustworthy.
Okay.
Hopefully,
And
I'm clear in that.
yes, yes, yes. It was a perfect use case you had explained. How are IT teams reconciling AI implementation with the data privacy restrictions introduced by PDPL?
You mean how to align AI with PDPL?
Yes,
In this
you
case,
can.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. In this case, the company needs to follow the key principle, like using only the data needs, which means data minimization, and using it only for clear purposes. So what does it mean, data minimization? Since the AI, it's AI. You cannot predict what it will be exposed to outside. That's why we are talking about data minimization. It means minimize the data that will be used by AI. You cannot expose everything. So well, the role of IT team here is to set up a strong data controls, like consent management tool software, hiding personal information to AI masking, and keeping data within the country, within KSA, before using AI. Because if you expose it, will be exposed to outside. That's why you have the rules in KSA, which the data, sensitive data, should remain inside the KSA. It means localization of the data. And hiding the personal data information, because here you will have the role of the hackers. Maybe they will hack your personal information, and by mistake AI, since there is no control and you are not minimizing the personal information, it can be exposed to anyone or to hackers.
Mhm.
So this is what the role IT team and how to put the data control. They can also add AI checks into data protection impact assessment to study what is the impact assessment of the data protection, which data should be exposed, what is the risk that can be encountered after that. In short, it's not just using AI, it's about using it in a legal and ethical and transparent way.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Tony, for the shed a light on this important subject. We all know that we are now entering into a agentic AI era, and we are, as you know, we are in Gen AI previously, and still it's moving on. And with that,
Yeah,
there are going to be huge shifts in these processes and procedures. We are going to see in not too distant future, as we all witnessed just recently, lots of agreements are going on. And in Middle East, especially in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, a lot of things are happening in AI sector precisely. So let's
that's
move
why we
on
are talking
to
about
this.
data. That's why we are talking about data control and data audit, and to
Oh
use
yes.
and to minimize the information that will be exposed to outside. Some insurance company or some companies are uh, exposing some specific data, creating another database which is linked to your main database, and they will put in this one what need to be exposed to outside. Because as you said, we are moving from Gen AI to Agent AI. We don't know. This is a machine. This is not a human a
Oh
human
yes.
will send the data to or will expose. It's a machine. Maybe by mistake they will expose your information, your credit card, your personal information. Here we are talking about health. Here we are talking about medical. I'm not talking about motor because there is not such critical data that can be exposed. There is critical, but not like in health.
Yes, there are chances, and that is the reason why we are discussing use cases, and that is why we are discussing cybersecurity to have control over
Yeah,
that.
this is the role of cybersecurity. This is the role of
Yeah,
cybersecurity to secure all these applications, because nowadays everything is digitalized. We are talking about digital transformation, claim automation, predictive underwriting. So they will go and fetch all your data. Based on this information, they will give you the price. Based on the claim experience, they will quote your policy. So everything, and if it's automatic, you cannot control the machine. Once it's exposed, it's exposed.
oh yes, and that's the reason why we have to put controls over it. So let's move
Yes.
forward to our next segment, which is navigating PDPL and cloud adoption. Having said that, what we were discussing earlier, especially under the context of AI, like to ask you, Tony, with PDPL in full effect, what are the biggest data governance and localization hurdles IT departments in insurance industry in particular are facing?
You mean we will talk about the challenge
Yes.
between or balancing the benefit of the cloud with PDPL data residency rules. How to balance this one and benefit from the cloud.
Yes, you can say it
Yeah.
in that way as well.
Mm.
I like to,
Yeah.
know about hurdles IT departments in insurance sector are facing
Yeah.
when it
Yes.
comes to the PDPL in full effect. Uh,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
are the biggest data governance and localization hurdles IT
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
facing?
Yeah. You're right. Now, as I said, the major challenge is balancing the benefit of cloud with PDPL data residency rules. So insurers uh, used to rely on global cloud services, like there's some software which using cloud services. But now with the PDPL, it requires sensitive data to stay in Saudi Arabia, especially unless you have a special permission is given to some insurance company, which is very rare. So this caused a huge delay to the IT team to work to move the data locally, redesign their system, and set up detailed consent processes. Many companies also lack in clear inventory or classification of their data, as we talked about, which make it hard to track and stay compliant because they are using some cloud or some global cloud services. I will not mention any software, but it's global cloud services. And in this global cloud services, we are exposing some sensitive data. And to be compliant with PDPL, this is this is big. This is become a major headache for the IT team to localize this data and to be compliant with PDPL, since this system is global cloud services and global cloud based. This is the main or the hardest work for the IT team. How to uh, classify this data and make it locally and to redesign the system. I face some problem with this in some insurance company or yeah, some insurance company, I can say, uh, where we have to segregate the table and say that this one will be saved locally, this one will be still in the global cloud, which is becomes very hectic and very hard for the IT team to segregate and to classify this data for the IT team.
Okay, so it become very
So
difficult.
you have the benefits, and you have to be comply with PDPL.
Indeed, there are benefits of these frameworks. There is no doubt about it. Getting them implemented, as we discussed in the beginning of the session. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. How are organizations balancing the efficiency benefits of cloud services with stricter compliance mandates? I understand that you have explained that part of it earlier in the previous
Yeah,
question.
I
I
explained
respond to
earlier.
the
Yeah,
previous
like
question,
if I
but
notice
I still like to
questions.
have more detail.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
still like to have some more detail because
yeah,
this is what is happening, now,
yeah.
and we like to have some more detail on it.
Yeah, yeah. The issue is when you are explaining something, you will give an example, and maybe I'm covering, I don't know what is your next questions. So I'm covering by mistake your next question. Sorry, Shakil.
No, it is, knowledge you are
Yeah,
giving.
by giving an
It
example,
is just
it
a mere instance that you are adding up more information. I'm planning to ask you, and
yeah,
if
because
if I like to something, have more
yeah,
knowledge from
sometimes
you,
I'm
that's good.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm excited to give an example. So maybe I don't know, maybe I'm covering your next questions, or I'm explaining uh,
No,
more
no,
than
please go ahead.
to make it so
So
easy
we
and
know that
to
it's a general discussion we are having
yeah.
just to get knowledge from your experience and expertise in the industry, to learn from you actually.
Thank
So
you,
it
Shakir.
doesn't matter. Please go ahead, proceed.
Yeah, as I said in your previous question, that many organizations are now using hybrid or multi-cloud system, the system that I told you about. They keep now they keep sensitive data and critical workload on local cloud zone to follow the PTPL, while, as I said before, less sensitive tasks run on the global cloud. Uh, Less sensitive data will be on the cloud. And the other one, uh, as now we are moving to hybrid and multi-cloud setup, so they are moving to the local cloud, and they are putting this information on the local cloud. Now we have more than 3 or 4 companies. They have a local cloud system, and as most of the insurance company are moving to local cloud, they are saving the sensitive data on this cloud and putting the less sensitive data or less sensitive task, keep it on the cloud based. Nevertheless, even if they are putting on local cloud, now the IT team are using encryption, tokenization, and they are restricting access, putting controls, even if they are using the local cloud, to make sure this cloud data stays secure and meet regulation of PDL. Because the data is moving from the insurance to the local cloud. So there is traffic. This traffic becomes more risky. To cover this risk, the IT team are using now the encryption to not be hacked. They are using tokenization. They are restricting access, as I said. So this is how to balance and how to benefit from the cloud services and to stay compliant with PDPL.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Tony. Um, let's move on to the case study segment. Could you share a real or a hypothetical example of a cyber incident within the insurance sector and how the response was managed?
Yeah, yeah. We'll come back to the famous example that I talked about before. The easy way or the easy for the client is to submit claim, not to come to the insurance company and make a paperwork and to submit his claim. So I faced and I saw some incidents regarding the claim portal, where hackers exploit the misconfigured API and they encrypt the customer data. Why? Because the API was not properly secured. They deployed without cybersecurity checking. They didn't pass by the cybersecurity. So the hackers are around, they hack the API, and they encrypt the customer data. The company immediately activates its business continuity plan, isolate the infected network, switch it to offline claim processing, waiting to fix this or to close this tab, and they notify the IA and the customer within the required PDPL timeframe. If there is incident, you have to inform the customer and the PDPL as per the PDPL timeframe. So this is how the company react. Why they react in this case quickly? Because they have strong preparation, like regular incident drills, network segmentation, real-time monitoring, which help to respond quickly. How they knew it that they are hacked? They have real-time monitoring. So the lesson from this one is the resilience is built before a breach happens, not after. You cannot cry after, oh, we are hacked. We don't know how we are hacked. How we discover that we are hacked? That's why I'm telling and I'm giving an advice for real-time monitoring, for network segmentation, for regular incident drills, to have strong preparation for that, and to react immediately to go to the offline claims and to report it to the client and to the customer, and to report it to the IA as per the PDPL timeframe.
Okay. That's
This is
important to
how
take
this
that a few
company,
years beforehand,
this is how the company reacts, but you cannot find it in all insurance company or in, let's say, in all companies. That's why we are I'm always saying you have to have real-time monitoring. Because
Yes,
maybe
it's
you are
very
hacked and you never
important to
know.
have real-time monitoring. It's mandatory as well.
Yeah.
What key lessons did the industry organization learn from that incident in terms of resilience and IT preparedness, in your opinion?
The key lesson is, as I said, the resilience is built before a breach happened, not after.
Yes. Do you have as we all know that there are frameworks like CRFR or BCM from SAMA, which covers a part of our resilience. Is there any particular framework out there on resilience? In Europe, they have DORA, right?
Yeah, here I cannot remember.
Yeah,
I will
I
try
think it's
to.
not there yet.
No, I don't think so. But I think it's in. It's coming. It's coming. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that is what I hear. That
Yeah,
they are
because as I
working on
said,
it.
now the IA are focusing on this one. Since we have digitalization, since we have all these web portals, since we have all of these, they are preparing some kind of
A resilience framework, it seems.
yes.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So, we all know, Tony, that we are heading towards 2030, and there is a big vision of 2030, especially particularly in Saudi Arabia. So we have prepared. You have some questions. I would like to ask from you to have your vision on this, basing on Vision 2030, sixth segment. How is the insurance IT function aligning itself with the Kingdom's Vision 2030 digital transformation goals?
Yeah, the Vision 2030 now becomes a slogan, and all the other countries are following the KSA Vision 2030, which is focusing on citizen-friendly services and financial inclusion. My my IT team or IT, the insurance IT, let's say, it's not no longer just a support role. As I said before, uh, when I joined in 2007, the IT department was considering the IT department as a supported role, supporting the application, supporting the user. So this is not applicable anymore. IT, insurance in the IT becomes the center of digital transformation nowadays. Tools like digital onboarding, real-time policy issuance, AI-driven services are becoming standard. And this is the main role of the insurance IT. So they moved from old school, which is supporting role, to be the central of digital transformation. So this is how I'm seeing the IT function to be aligned with Vision 2030. And
Very rightly explained, Tony. I do say the same, you know. Yes, please go
yeah,
ahead.
and the insurance now helps lowering the risk since we needed to be friendly user. So the insurance now help by lowering the risk for people and businesses. Solution like Nafaz, which identify the verification with the open insurance API, the sector becomes more secure, connected, and inclusive system in this area. So this is how I'm seeing the insurance IT function to be aligned with the vision of 2030. More secure, more verification as the IT role moved from support role to be the digital, to be the center of digital transformation. So they are more secure, more friendly user by using Nafaz and building more secure, as I said, more secure and connected and inclusive system to follow the vision 2030.
Perfect. Tony, are there particular technologies or frameworks you believe will define the next wave of digital insurance in KSA?
Sorry?
Are there particular technologies or frameworks you believe will define the next wave of digital insurance in KSA?
Um, as I said before, the IA are in preparation of new IT framework
Mhm.
to comply with the technology, to comply with this one. And I heard that there is new things coming.
Okay, so they are working on it.
They are working on it.
Perfect. So, wonderful discussion, Tony, so far. Like in the last segment, which is predictions and recommendations, for our audience to hear from you, based on your experience and very important sector of, as you mentioned, that IT insurance is no longer in a supportive role, considering Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia. It's going to be very important business unit, and it is being considered. And for that, there are a lot of frameworks, procedures, processes are being defined and implemented within organizations and being followed. So, looking ahead 2 to 3 years, what major shifts should CIOs and CISOs in the insurance sector prepare for, in your opinion?
Yeah, the CISO and the CIO, they should be prepared for stricter PDPL enforcement since everything is exposed and everything is a portal, mobile app and everything. So they should be prepared for stricter PDPL enforcement, including real-time audit, uh, penalty for breaches. They should be prepared for that. They should have or they should expect more specialized regulation from different IA departments. Because before it was, for some, it was one department. Now, since it's the IA and they are expert in insurance, they have to expect specialized regulation from different IA department. They have to think about growing use of zero trust security models, especially when using the cloud services. They should be prepared for the adoption of open insurance standard and stronger API governance.
Mhm.
So the adoption of an open insurance standard is needed with a stronger API governance. This is
Okay.
what the AI and what the CISO and the CIO should be prepared for.
Yeah, because there are a lot of challenges we expect going to uh, be faced by these industries in coming years ahead of us. As more resilient we are, there are going to be more challenges we are going to face. Well, thank you very much, Tony, for your insightful
Thank you.
discussion. And as we wrap up this insightful session, it's clear that the establishment of Saudi Insurance Authority is more than just a regulatory handover. The signals the beginning of a more specialized, agile, and innovation-ready era for the kingdom's insurance sector. Our discussion made today made one thing clear: the future of insurance in Saudi Arabia will be defined by how effectively IT and compliance leaders can adopt, align, and lead through this transformation, from navigating the complexity of cybersecurity governance and PDPL enforcement to responsibly embracing AI-driven operations. Insurance companies are standing at a strategic crossroads. Those who continue to treat IT as a cost center or a compliance checkbox will struggle, but those who embed IT, as Tony has mentioned during the discussion, at the heart of their risk governance and customer experience strategies will not only survive, they will thrive. We also saw while the IA is building on the foundations laid by Sama, it is shifting towards a more collaborative sector sensitive approach, which is an opportunity for insurers to engage proactively, building true cyber resilience. For example, is not about merely alignment with frameworks, it's about operationalizing those frameworks, stress testing them, and making them part of the organization's DNA. And as we look toward Vision 2030, it's important to remember that insurance is a key pillar in Kingdom's uh, broader financial inclusion and digital transformation goals. That means insurers must go beyond compliance and invest in technologies like AI, cloud, and predictive analytics that not only streamline operations but also protect customer trust. For IT managers, for CISOs or CIOs, and insurance executives listening today or maybe after, now is the time to rethink your digital strategies, build adaptive compliance models, and prepare for a more transparent, tech driven, and customer centric regulatory environment. On behalf of our entire team at IPCS, I'd like to thank our guest, Mr. Antoine Al for shedding light on these crucial issues, and our audience for joining us. If you found today's discussion valuable, be sure to follow us for future episodes where we continue to explore the intersection of technology, regulation, and innovation in Saudi financial ecosystem. Until next time, keep leading, keep curing, and keep transforming. I would like to say to our guest, Mr. Antoine Al or my friend Tony, to please give his closing remarks before we take leave. Tony, over to you.
Uh, as you said in your summary, uh, we have to have flexible compliance, cybersecurity, and keep monitoring, keep auditing, keep reviewing, keep checking, be ready. The importance of the system and the strength of the insurance is to recover and to be predictive and to properly use AI, not just we are using AI and we'll say, oh, we have AI in our insurance company or any sectors, but it should be very careful but what to expose to outside and how to use AI. And as you said, we have to look at the vision 2030 and make the IT team ready for that, as everything now is digitalized. We have to secure the data and to still compliant with PDPL without losing any technology or any facilities to the client to submit claim, to issue policies. And as I said, we are in the beginning of this technology. We'll never know where we will reach after that. We start with Gen AI, Agent AI. We don't know tomorrow, Shakil, I don't know tomorrow what will be. So this is my remarks for this.
Well,
And
thank you very much. Yeah.
cybersecurity.
Yes, indeed. It is. We have to look after, Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Tim. Really appreciate your valued time and your insightful discussion. And definitely, we
Thank
will
you, Shakil.
keep on learning and we'll move forward with the, thing on the discussion. Today's discussion will have, future discussions planned. Lots of topics. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you, Shakil.
everyone. That's all for today. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.